Ever since I was a young boy, I always used to tell my father, what car is that with the star emblem? I love cars, but I don't like any car. I love a Mercedes-Benz. So to be able to not only love Mercedes-Benz, but also work for Mercedes-Benz, I would say is a great privilege for me.
We are very fortunate in the location of East London here, in that we are situated right next to a harbour. It's actually a very poor region. We have an unemployment rate between 30 and 40%. So it is not easy for youngsters coming out of the schooling or education system to find jobs. We have to work very hard at building job creation in South Africa. I've worked at Mercedes-Benz for 28 years, but the company itself has been here for 60 years. We have a world-class facility that is shoulder to shoulder with the plants that are in Europe. Here in South Africa, we are quite capable of producing top quality for Mercedes-Benz, for this international brand. The plant is churning out a new vehicle every 2 minutes, building 100,000 vehicles a year.
So I saw this ad of the Mercedes-Benz Learning Academy, wanting to take on new apprentices. And immediately I was interested because they had something that I really wanted to do, which was a combination of mechanical and electrical engineering, which they refer to as a millwright. What went through my mind when I walked through that door was unexplainable. I saw this advanced technology, stuff that I haven't seen in my life before, and wow, I was just blown away.
My name is Nyame Kashangana. I'm an electrical technical instructor at Mercedes-Benz Learning Academy. So I train the electricians and the millwrights. For example, you give them a statement. Design a circuit where you will press a button, the lights must come on. After a certain time, those lights must switch off, another light must come on. So we tell them now, press the button. Now, because electricity is dangerous, that's when we sometimes get a fight now where a person will tell you that, I do not want to die. You said I must build this circuit, you press the button yourself. That's what happens in their first days. But by the time they leave, they are very confident.
They offered us further education at the expense of the company as long as it is in line with the company's requirements. So I took the opportunity and studied further in the mechanical engineering field, and I am currently still busy with that.
My name is Lona Nagisa. I am an apprentice here at Mercedes-Benz Learning Academy doing auto electrical. It's an institution where we learn to be artisans in different trades. There's millwrights, auto electricals, motor mechanics. I get that a lot, that, wow, what is this child doing here? Because physically, I'm a small person. You are a lady and you're small, but I rise above that because I always tell myself that I will do it and I will do it perfectly. I've once stripped a gearbox. It was very impressive.
When I see them changing and becoming more confident, it's what makes me wake up every day and want to come to work. I think it's better than the salary that I get at the end of the month.
I live in Amalinda with my sister, but my family comes on holidays and weekends. We're a big family. I have 4 siblings, and my parents and 3 nephews and my son. If Mercedes-Benz was not here, I have no clue what I'm doing.
Casually, we talk, and they will be saying, at home, I'm the only hope. It will be up to me if they eat or they don't eat. So it is a big thing. It changes lives. Okay, guys. Now in body shop, do you all have glasses?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do not touch anything, do not press any buttons, don't get injured, walk within the lines.
What happened is that we were awarded the current C-class, and with us building this new C-class, we needed to increase the capacity of the plant.
This is the machine that we are talking about, this screen here.
Now, in the past, we would have had to send most of our people to Germany to acquire the skills, especially as we prepare for a new car.
The National Treasury at the time put forward a program called the Jobs Fund. Anybody that has any idea that can help generate jobs, it was a co-funding opportunity. So I made a submission to build this learning academy, and the Jobs Fund very fortunately accepted that. Mercedes-Benz is known worldwide for quality, for innovation, and you cannot achieve that from the product without having people that are completely behind all of those facets.
Say too much.
So there are three key elements to what we do here. There's our shop floor skills program for unemployed school leavers, and we're basically equipping them to become production workers in a manufacturing shop floor environment. There are 5 different apprenticeships that we run. 3 of them are on plant maintenance and the other 2 on vehicle. And the third element is our advanced technologies. Companies know to tap into the learners that we have here, and so therefore we are able to place them.
The students do not have to pay, and therefore it's very, very humbling for me that we are able to contribute towards developing a pool of skills for South Africa, but also importantly being able to create access to jobs. I come from a background where both my parents made sure that their kids, if there's anything that they leave them with, is a good quality education. And I have seen the value of education. I have seen how that changes lives.
To be honest, I put in every last effort that I could, and I always got 100% for all my assessments and practicals that I've done. After graduating, I got a phone call from the managing assembly saying that they have a position open for me in assembly, so they hired me, and I am currently working for assembly as a robotic cell technician. My main responsibility is to keep the equipment running. The company loses money if my equipment stops, so I have to do my utmost to keep the systems performing and running up to speed. As soon as there's a malfunction, there is very loud alarms ringing. Once the alarm rings, it puts adrenaline through my body, knowing that it is my time to show what I can do. They look at me at the end of the day, so it is my responsibility to make sure that things are running smoothly.
When they qualify and a person comes rushing to me to the office to tell me I am now a qualified electrician, I feel good with that because it's something that will never be taken away.
Having Mercedes-Benz South Africa operating from East London comes against the backdrop of a history of great partnership with government. The Industrial Development Zone is a facility that hosts a number of our suppliers. For example, we need seats that we need to put into our cars, and we get that from one of the suppliers in the IDZ.
Most of the suppliers we actually brought into South Africa, they would have been supplying Mercedes-Benz from overseas. These range from guys that are assembling the dashboard and the steering to guys that are doing the exhaust systems. We actually sit down with the supplier and we basically design and build the facility according to their specification. The suppliers that come here, they need all the infrastructure from water, sewer system, right up to optic fiber. The issue of skills and the ready labor force is key. So the Learning Academy is now adding unbelievable value in terms of what this region can offer to manufacturers. If you would walk around our factories, you would see a lot of young people, a lot of young women that have actually been employed for the very first time. It has been a very fulfilling thing for me to witness.
It's a very big deal in East London if you're working for Mercedes. There are lots of opportunities here. I feel very confident that I will get a job.
Our factory has roughly 3,000 people that we employ. So we play an unbelievably vital role in the local community here in terms of bringing some economic stability to the local region.
It's very important for every economy, particularly developing economies, to attract international investors. And I can say that every country that has attracted automotive companies in particular has benefited not only from the investment, which is important for our country, but from the innovation, from the skills upgrading, from the high-quality jobs.
By sending out quality to the rest of the world and winning accolades on the global platform is sending a message not just about our workforce and our company and East London, it's about everybody in South Africa.
I can't begin to describe how grateful I am for this. When I first saw robots, I never thought to myself I would be able to do this job. But now it gives me an honor, it makes me proud to know that I am actually running this machinery. And I am so passionate about that job.
For me to be able to wake up every day and come to this place is an honor. My family, my parents, I want them to be very proud of me. So that's my key motivation. And for my son, to be an inspiration to him. I would like him to know that my mother is a superwoman. She can do anything.
There is a particular drive that we have in Gauteng, and I'm speaking on behalf of the economic development function in the province. We believe that it starts here. If there's a need to set the trend, that is what we need to do. It's a cliche, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Gauteng Industrial Development Zone, it's a special purpose vehicle that's 100% owned by Gauteng Growth Development Agency. The sole mandate of the Gauteng Industrial Development Zone is to operate an industrial hub in and around OR Tambo International Airport, which we like to call OTR ACZ.
Across the world, we're in uncertain times. To make a major capital investment like this isn't just a South African issue, it's a global issue. The fact that government were willing to partner with us gave us a lot of confidence to be able to make our own investment on the back of that. That partnership is critical to giving us the confidence to invest.
We look at sustainable growth, but we make very responsible investments. We're also very mindful of communities around us. That's key for us.
The major aim is to develop a world-class industrial park at the airport, which has logistics capacity of close to 40,000 tons per annum for air freight, to develop a OR Tambo SEZ around that precinct, 7.5 hectares of which is on the precinct of the airport itself, close to 29 hectares adjacent to the airport. The northern precinct will be an agro-processing facility. It is one of its kind in the southern hemisphere, with the largest refrigeration in the southern hemisphere. Then there's the southern precinct. We are developing custom-made, custom-built for the end-user requirements itself, a world-class facility for jewelry and diamond beneficiators.
Design at 50 form part of the jewelry manufacturing precinct around the airport. The intention is to develop highly skilled jewelry designers. Our graduates then have the opportunity to move to the post-incubation hub that will be set up at OR Tambo, where they'll have access to high-end technology that they would never be able to afford on their own.
We identified the jewelry precinct itself as a flagship project because the sector used to be very flamboyant. As government, we had to go in and actually investigate what is it that is causing the industry to struggle. Lack of new entrants into the industry came forth. The uptake of new technologies was also lagging.
We bridge the gap between university and real-world expectations, but we focus predominantly on CAD, computer-aided design. We have a state-of-the-art facility that focuses on high-end technology and 3D printing that has revolutionized the jewelry industry.
CAD is very simple. It simplifies the life. How like maybe how it's a jewelry more benchy. It's simple.
When I finished my studies long ago, the industry was not interested in employing designers. They all focused on hand manufacturing. They all felt that design wasn't important. CAD has leveled the playing field throughout the world. You're no longer dependent on how good you are on a bench, but you start relying on how good the design is. It's making the jewelry that we see out there far more exciting. Because our students are younger and they're all millennials, they approach things completely different, especially where marketing is concerned. They understand street culture, they understand what's going on around them, and they can design and develop products for their peers.
We trying to come up with new designs, having to look what other young people want. It's like everything that I do is bespoke pieces. When you leave here, you can freelance, you can start your own company, you can go work for other companies. So it is helping us as young people.
Yeah, I can see it's opening doors.
Tabu has recently found employment at a large manufacturing jeweler in Johannesburg.
You know when you do something that you're comfortable with, it's easy and simple, straight to the point, and you get done, and you don't challenge yourself. So if you're not comfortable enough, if you don't love it, trust me, you're learning.
My name is Agnes Tage. I'm employed by Interfood. I've started in 1995 from just a normal operator. I've grown in the business. Currently, I'm production management.
Interfood is a big company looking to expand. This was just a match made in heaven. Agro-processing has got a very big multiplier effect. The factory might employ 600 people, but the number of jobs that the value chain itself creates goes as close to 5,000.
So if I go back to 2010, we had a single site business that employed 1,000 colleagues and turned over in the region of 250 million rand. Today, we actually turn over close on 5 billion rand. We've got 11 sites across the country, plus we're also overseas. Our site in Boksburg, that capacity is full. So we wanted to find a location close to our existing Boksburg facility because our people are actually key to our business.
As Interfood, we employ in excess of 8,000 people nationally. But if you look at what we have here in Benero Park, we're looking at an additional 600 jobs over the next 2 years. It's offering another range of jobs at a higher level.
Which enables us to obviously grow our volumes as well as invest in first-to-market technologies.
It provides opportunity for upskilling, but we employ 70% women. That practice will continue. We are not just a standalone company. Lots of small and medium-sized farmers supply us.
We were 13 in the family, and my mom and my dad would have not took us further for studies. So when I started working there, I said, you know what, I'm going to use the opportunity to be my university so that I can grow in the business.
Women are now involved in decision-making in whatever level they are.
Currently, I'm doing production management. I'm organizing, planning, and coaching sometimes 720 people. I got respect from people. I'm happy that I'm still growing other people.
There are role models that women can go and work and support their children, but they can also grow within an organization like Interfood, and that's very important for us.
Close to my heart, it's my husband, it's my grandchildren. I tell them I must be your role model because I know exactly what I want. I wanted to grow in the business. Now I'm being respected as a production manager.
The gap that the GIDZ had was, one, to create employment. We need to create long-term sustainable jobs. Within our industry, we actually can produce a better product using people than machines. We're actually very comfortable with employing a lot of people, and I think that's something that was attracted to the GIDZ. There's other benefits around being in an SEZ environment with regards to tax incentives around employment and around export, which hopefully we will develop, and that will actually help us grow faster and create more employment opportunities and more export opportunities.
The location is quite key in that it is sitting right in the heart of Ekurhuleni. Ekurhuleni is a manufacturing hub of the country itself. Youth and women is who we are trying to empower and bring into the workforce and give them not just jobs but sustainable, decent jobs. If you look at countries like Italy, it is their designers who have put them in the map. And I don't see why we cannot have the same in South Africa, where you can have world-class designers who are setting their own trends.
I'm in the retail space at the moment. I'm classically trained, and I figured that 3D printing and the modeling is going to become much more important. Design at 50 taught me how to be able to still have my style, but make it more commercially marketable.
With this fourth industrial revolution, flexibility is one of those things that is on the forefront. We really would like to see them become their own employers, freelance into the industry and be able to create more jobs.
I am the founder of Petsmart Jewelry Designs. I've got 2 manufacturers that work for me. Petsima is a Sesotho word which means shine and bling. For me, it relates to positivity. When I started, the manufacturing side was a bit tough and it was always slow. So having to manually build a cluster ring, for example, took so much more time. I found out that there was Design at 50. I was very excited about it and I decided to apply. CAD really helped build my business because you're able to do intricate work. I've got a 5-year-old daughter. Her name is Anaya. Just from her watching me and listening to my conversations, she knows the name of the company. So sometimes she just calls me Petsima or Petsima Jewelry. So she likes to string pearls. If she sees me stringing beads or something, she likes to join in. I'm really excited about the SEZ project because the potential for export is very high. The rest of the world is definitely ready for jewelry made in South Africa.
Our focus as the SEZ is to enable production of products that can be air freighted.
We're one of the largest exporters of fresh product out of our Tambo International Airport already. Our exports in this year will be just under R500 million. Obviously an ideal opportunity here to export from this site.
I'm an optimist. I believe in this country. I know what we are capable of, and I want to do my little bit of contributing to that. There's the third project. We have close to 15,000 square meters of land that we have earmarked for development of PGMs, platinum group metal beneficiation, and equipment. It's not easy, but when you see progress and you understand that it is touching lives, you understand the changes that it is bringing through, you understand that it will have a signature that will leave this country and we will have a product that we can export to the globe. For me, that is satisfying.